I want to turn this a little serious. This guy felt comfortable also judging your faith. This guy and others felt comfortable saying that you're going to hell. Now, I find this absolutely fascinating that somebody could be so ignorant of the Gospels of Jesus Christ that they would make such a proclamation in a political campaign, not even knowing that Jesus said, "Judge not that ye be not judged. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall be shown mercy." The same, by the measure that you use for other people, I will use that measure against you. I mean, the fastest way to hell, if you believe what Jesus Christ says, is to be focused on the speck in your neighbor's eye instead of the plank in your own. And yet again, they continue to attack your faith and your relationship with Jesus Christ, which again, I not only find offensive, but I also find it self-defeating, because people that actually read the Bible, that read the red letters, understand that is the last thing a Christian is supposed to do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. My granddad was a Baptist preacher in South Texas, in Laredo. And when I was real little, he told me that as Christians, we're supposed to follow the 2 commandments that Jesus gave us, to love God and to love neighbor. That's it. Christianity is a simple religion, he would always tell me. Not an easy religion, because it's not always easy to love our neighbors, but it is a simple religion. And if we can focus on those 2 commandments, if we can love our neighbors, not just our neighbors who look like us, not just our neighbors who pray like us, not just our neighbors who vote like us, if we can love all of our neighbors, including our enemies, that's when we are truly following that barefoot rabbi from 2,000 years ago. It's that commandment to love thy neighbor is what it got me into public service. It's why I became a public school teacher on the west side of San Antonio. It's why I ran for the state house. It's why I've passed those 60 bipartisan bills to lower people's costs. I'm trying to love my neighbor through public policy. I'm trying to make my neighbor's life a little easier, a little better, a little less stressful.
Yeah.
And it feels like that kind of love has been missing from our politics, from our public service for a long time now. And it really does feel like in Texas, that message from 2,000 years ago is still resonating with people today, particularly today, given the divisive, corrosive politics we've all been suffering under for 10 years now.
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into theology here, but there is something really important that needs to be said based on what you just mentioned, what your grandfather, preacher, told you. Jesus is very clear. All the laws, they all collapse into 2 things: love God, love your neighbor. Sure. And this is so important to explain. I will say to my Republican friends who don't understand this, who may not have read the Bible, but also people that want to understand more of like what's going on the hard right, how it's the antithesis of what Jesus preached. So Jesus said to the disciples, love God and love your neighbor. The disciples said, oh, who's my neighbor?
That's right.
After Jesus said, love God, love your neighbor. So what does Jesus say? He goes, let me tell you a story. And he tells the story of the Good Samaritan and tells how a man's beaten up, he's left on the side of the road, and all of his friends, all of his neighbors, all of his own people passed him by, left him in the ditch to die. It was a despised Samaritan. It was a foreigner. Right. Jesus specifically picked a foreigner who was the most despised to save this man in the ditch. And he said, that is your neighbor. So when I see people being gunned down in the streets, when I see people despising the others, whether they are black or they are brown, because they don't fit into their vision of what a white America is like, can you explain how that is the antithesis of everything Jesus taught his disciples, especially when he was telling them how to get to heaven?
Yeah, you're taking us to church, Joe. This parable of the Good Samaritan, I think, has so much to offer us in this moment in our country, this moment in the world, because you're absolutely right. For Jesus's listeners 2,000 years ago, that story of the Good Samaritan would have been shocking. You know, these days we think of a Good Samaritan as someone who just helps people on the side of the road. And that's important. You should help people on the side of the road. But we're forgetting how radical that message was, that he picked a Samaritan, not just an enemy, but a religious enemy. And so he lifted up the heretic. He said the heretic is where salvation comes from. That is such a shocking message. It's still shocking today. I've said it's as if Jesus stood in the middle of DKR Memorial Stadium at the University of Texas and told a story called The Good Aggie. Like, it would be shocking to the folks who were listening. And no, my dad's an Aggie, so I can make that joke. But, you know, I think we have to remember that the other, the outcast, the enemy, has something to teach us. And I would say that's true for the Democratic Party, too. Jesus would be telling us that the person who's going to help us is our MAGA uncle. And that would be shocking for Democrats to hear. So we all need to check ourselves, because these media systems, particularly social media, these algorithms, they divide us for the profit of a few people at the very top. They're pitting neighbor against neighbor, telling us that our enemies are the problem. And Jesus is trying to break all of that from 2,000 years ago. His message is as relevant today as it's ever been. And I think if we can learn to love thy neighbor, if we can learn to love our enemies, that is the key to saving this American experiment in self-governance, not just here, but this experiment in democracy all over the world.
So how do you take this message to the voters in Texas, but also to your competitor, Ken Paxton? We understand you have an announcement.
Well, you know, Ken Paxton's billionaire handlers don't let him answer questions in public. He hasn't appeared on a debate stage in more than a decade. He refuses to answer basic questions like, why did you give an Epstein-style sweetheart deal to an admitted child predator, Adam Hoffman? How did you become a multimillionaire on a government salary? Did Tim Dunn and Ferris Wilks, your top two billionaire mega donors, buy an acquittal in your impeachment trial? He won't answer, I think, those very relevant questions. He doesn't answer to the public because he's not a public servant. He is a puppet politician. And I want him to prove me wrong. As we just talked about, we have to be focused on forgiveness and redemption and second chances. And so that's why I am challenging Ken Paxton to 3 televised debates. I'll be on that debate stage because I answer to the people of Texas. Ken Paxton answers to his billionaire mega donors. We'll see if they let him show up.